Welcome everybody, welcome back to Homestead Heart. And today we are canning some teriyaki salmon. Oh yes we are. Y'all stay tuned. Alright y'all, so to get started, we're canning this salmon. There are just a few ingredients that you are gonna need, okay? Of course you're gonna need some salmon. I'm using pink salmon. Mine was frozen, not fresh, but you can use fresh, okay? These were pre-cut into 6-ounce portions, okay? Now, the salmon that I'm using, I think I said it is pink salmon, but you can use red salmon, whatever kind of salmon you want to use. King salmon is the best on the market if you can find it. If I found it, it'll probably cost hundreds of dollars, okay? Because that's like the best of the best. But if you're blessed to live in Alaska, this ain't a problem for you. Alright, we're going to go over these ingredients and we're going to get this baby started, okay? Let's do it. Alright y'all, so as I mentioned, pink salmon, however much you want to can. This is 10 pounds. This is probably going to give me approximately 12 pints with 10 pounds. I am using wide mouth jars, okay? Makes the fish go in a lot easier. Alright, my jars have already been washed and sterilized. I know I'm pressure canning it, but I'm still sterilizing my jars. And I have them on the stove now cooling down. They've been in my oven 235 degrees for about 30 minutes or so. Okay, now let's go over the spices. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need is some ginger. Okay, you're going to need some garlic powder or granulated garlic. I would have preferred granulated garlic for this. I mean, yeah, but I don't have it, okay? Also, you're going to need some granulated onion. You can use onion powder if you like, but at least this time I got some granulated onion. You're also going to need some brown sugar. I'm using my turbinado sugar, my marina sugar that you get from the supermarket, right? I'm using that. And of course you're going to need some teriyaki sauce, whichever brand you want. My friend, she makes her own teriyaki sauce, and she did share with me her recipe. So I am going to be making and canning my own teriyaki sauce, okay? But this is a low sodium teriyaki sauce. Oh, you all, by the way, I forgot to mention, you're going to need some salt. You're going to need some pepper. I'm using white pepper, but you can use black pepper if you choose. Also, you all, I got my bowl with my cute little brush right here. I love this brush. And of course I'm going to put some teriyaki sauce in here. And the reason why I do it this way, you all, is so I can better control how much sauce is going on the fish, right? I don't want to just pour it on and then it be so condensed in one area. I would just rather brush it on. Alright? So let's go ahead and get started. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pieces of fish. I'm going to lay them flat in this pan here. Just like so. Okay, wash my hands real quick. I always try to keep one hand clean. Alright you all, so now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my brown sugar and I am going to sprinkle it over the fish, okay? It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little. I could add this to the sauce, but I actually want to see how much sugar is going over my fish. Alright, then I'm going to take my teriyaki sauce and I'm going to brush, kind of damp that on, just kind of dab it on, and this way I can see exactly how much sauce I'm putting on this fish. Man, this is going to be so good. Homemade teriyaki sauce, y'all. I bet that tastes so good. I've never made homemade teriyaki sauce before, But if she made it, I already know that's what's going to be what's up. Okay? She made it and canned it. And doing it this way, I can put on as little or as much teriyaki as I want. Alright? Awesome. Now you all, I'm going to just add over my other spices, okay? I'm going to add over a little bit of granulated garlic. Let me move that around. Granulated onion, I'm sorry. Not a lot. Seasoning this up. I'm adding over a little white pepper. A little bit of salt, not much. Okay? Because normally I think you put like a teaspoon of salt in your pint-sized jars. I'm not putting that much salt in this fish, okay? I'm going to also sprinkle over a little garlic powder. It doesn't have to be a lot, y'all, just a little. And I got some ginger right here. See if I can sprinkle some ginger over here without getting too much in one spot. Alright. Now, all I'm going to do is take my next piece of fish. I'm not seasoning the bottom, but I am going to put it right on top of that other fish, okay? Putting it right on top. Just like so. And then I'm going to repeat this process. Gotta wash my hands again. Sprinkling over the brown sugar. Dab on my teriyaki. Sprinkling on my granulated onion. Ginger. A little garlic. A little salt. A little pepper. Then I'm going to move on to the next pieces of fish, okay? That's how simple this recipe is, okay? The most important thing about this whole process, y'all, is once you get all of this in, is allowing this marinade to sit on here for just a little while. Don't be in a rush to get this in the canner, okay? Take your time with this because we want this to be full flavor, alright? Take your time, okay? And I did not use an entire bottle of this, but almost. I only got maybe like a quarter of a bottle left. Okay, so now I already put the ginger on, so now I'm just going to go ahead and add the garlic powder to this. And again, if you got granulated garlic, that'll be best. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and get in my granulated onion. And you can use as much of this or as little of this as you like. My pepper. I think that fish was already done. I think I done seasoned it again. I'm going to put some salt. And that's that. This is going to sit just like this, you all. I'm going to cover this up with some foil paper. And this is going to go in the refrigerator for a minimum of about 3 to 4 hours. Okay, overnight would be best. If you can do overnight, do overnight. All right, so I got all of my teriyaki salmon in the dish. Okay, again, this is going, I don't know if I said oven or what, but this is going in the refrigerator, not oven. Refrigerator for about 4 hours. Okay, if you can let this go till tomorrow, that would be like the best thing you could do for this salmon. Okay, but y'all, I'm gonna see y'all back here in a few hours, and we're gonna start canning up our teriyaki salmon. Y'all stick around. All right, we are back. It is another day, and I have my teriyaki salmon right here, ready to go. Okay, now, but what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do, I have my jars here, and my jars are clean and sterilized. You know, I still sterilize my jars, even though I know they got to go in the pressure canner. Some things I'm just more comfortable with sterilizing the jars, like the fish or milk or butter. I'm just more comfortable with sterilizing my jar. Okay, so what I'm getting ready to do now, you all, because this is a teriyaki flavor, I am actually going to increase the flavor of the teriyaki. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, and my teriyaki is a low sodium, okay, teriyaki. It doesn't have very much salt in it at all. I tasted it, not a lot of salt. Okay, and plus my fish, I didn't even add a lot of salt to the fish, but I'm just gonna take an extra teaspoon and I'm gonna drop it in the bottom of each one of my jars, because like I said, I want that teriyaki flavor in this salmon. I want it to be a good, strong flavor. Okay, it won't be overpowering. It won't be overpowering at all, because you got to remember, the salmon is going to make its own broth, so it's not going to be overpowering at all. In my opinion, it's going to be the perfect amount. Okay, but that's my choice. You may not want that much. All right, so it's totally up to you what you do. But first, I'm going to go ahead now and get some of these jars out of the way. Take my foil paper off. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's just beautiful. Smells good. Smells delicious. And of course, you know, if you haven't seen the video where I can the smoked Cajun salmon, y'all know I had to try that, right? I had to try that because I needed to know if I had the right amount of liquid smoke, if brushing it on the way I did was okay. Anyway, that's another video. We're going to talk about that. I'll do a follow-up. But right now, what I'm going to do is get my fish and get it rolled so I can get it in the jars. Now, you all, my canner has cool water in it. Okay, it's just room temperature water straight out of the faucet. My jars are cold. They're not hot. Even though they were sterilized, I allowed them to cool down. This fish just came out the fridge, so you know it's cold. All right, it's been in there all night. Okay, so let's go ahead now. We're going to get this fish layered on this pan, on this foil paper that I used to cover, and I'm going to get it rolled, and we're going to get it in the jar. If you don't want to use your hands, just put on some gloves. All right, let's get to it. All right, you all. So what I am doing right now is I am taking pieces of salmon, and I'm looking at the size of them. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I have the thinner end here and the meatier end here. So what I do, I flip-flop them. So now I'm going to put the meaty end down here, the thin end here, and do the same thing, okay? Meaty end, thin end, and then I'm just going to take them, you all, and give them a roll. Just roll it up as best I can. It's not going to be a perfect circle, but I am going to try to tuck it as best I can to make a circle, okay? And then I'm going to grab my jar. All right, now that I have my debubbler, I can just push it in the side, and then that will give me some room to slide that down in. See that? And it just went straight on down inside of the jar. Voila. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. I just want you to know. All right, so put that down, grab me another jar, and do my next jar, okay? And this to me is the easiest way to get my salmon, that's an extra piece, get my salmon in the jar. I think I'm gonna put this under the bottom. It's a little longer. Put it under the bottom, give that a nice little tuck and roll. Hold on to that salmon. Stand my jar up, grab my debubbler, push in the sides, and that's gonna slide right on down in there. All right, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Grab this piece. And you will have to be somewhat selective with the pieces that you use, because you don't want to grab like 3 very large pieces and they all won't fit, okay? So you want to be very selective. This fish is ice cold. It is so cold. Make some room on the sides. Let's come around here. There we go. That's where my issue was, right there. Look how easy that went down in that jar. And again, this is going to make its own broth, okay? All right, now one thing I'm going to say, you all, is marinating this fish overnight, in my opinion, it allows for whatever flavors you really want this fish to take on. It allows for those flavors to really get down deep into the flesh of that fish, so that when you are opening this jar for the first time, you might not be in a position to where you can season it, but even if you can't, it's already full, just full of flavor, right? Already full of flavor. So you all, marinating it this way, in my opinion, allows for this fish to really take on some delicious flavor, okay? So this is my last jar, and I'm just tucking and rolling the best I can. It's not going to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, okay? You're just trying to get it in the jar, all right? And I found this to be the easiest way to get it in the jar with some help from your debubbler. Your debubbler is going to come in handy. Look at there. That's awesome. 3, 6, 9 pints of salmon. All right, y'all. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wash the outside of my jars, okay? Just wash the outsides of them because I was handling them, right? So I'm just going to give them a wash down real quick. And that'll just get the... Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash the rims with vinegar, okay? That fish, The flesh of it could have gotten around the jars as I was trying to push it down in, because you notice we didn't use a funnel, okay? And then also, it could be oil from the fish on this rim as well. So we definitely want to give this a good wipe. See that? We want to give this a good wipe around with these jars to make sure there won't be any issues with our jars sealing, okay? Man, that's a lot. So this is my third time going around the rim of this jar. Wow. You gotta clean it good though. Perfect. Set that to the side. I'm gonna grab another towel, paper towel here, and start on my next one. All right, I'm gonna get the rest of these lids, I'm gonna get the rest of these jars cleaned up on the rims. We're gonna come back and wrap this teriyaki salmon up. Our rims are wiped. I'm gonna go ahead and get my lids on. My lids are in some warm water. Yep, I still do that too. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Now, get all of these on. I don't know why I thought I had 9 pints. This don't look like 9 to me. That look like 8. That's what it looked like. I hope I ain't misplaced the jar. That won't smell good in the morning. All right, put these bands on fingertip tight. And you all, I am absolutely loving the aroma that's going on in this kitchen. And they're not even cooked. They're not even cooked. Now don't forget to check your rims. Okay? Make sure that you have no nicks on the rim of your jars, okay? Make sure your jars look absolutely fantastic, because if they don't, you may have an issue later, okay? So the rims are good, jars looking good, no cracks and all of that. They look good, all right? Look at that. Beautiful jar. Look at that. Can you some salmon? If you like it, right? Now, if you don't like salmon and you do like cod, cod is a pretty meaty fish, and so is trout, okay? Those are very meaty fishes. So if you would like those instead of salmon, go for what you know, all right? Let's get these in the canner. Yeah. I can't believe I don't have 9 pints. But y'all, I had to grab my rack to double stack this for 1 jar. Yep, for 1 jar. I got 8 in the bottom of the canner. I'm gonna put that 9th one on the top in the center. It'll be fine. And I'm gonna get my lid on now. If you're using an All-American and you're new to using an All-American, make sure that you oil this metal around here, the inside as well, your wing nuts as well. You want to make sure that they are well lubricated, okay? And I will lubricate mine maybe after every like 3 batches or something. I ain't taking no chances. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get these wing nuts put on. Not tight. Okay, I'm just getting them on there just enough to hold them in place. And, come on, so okay. Just enough to hold them in place, all right? Always got to be one. And then I'm going to come back and tighten them up, okay? And I don't over tighten too fast. I'll go around it This is my third time. And then I'll make sure it's nice and tight. Okay? I'm going to crank this fire up to high. Like so. And then we're going to let this baby start building up some pressure inside beautiful big Bertha. Oh, I just love Bertha. Let the pressure build up inside, and then she's going to start venting, okay? And once she vents, she's going to vent for 10 full minutes, all right? After that, I'm going to come back with my weight. And for my altitude, it's 10 pounds of pressure. If you don't know your altitude, you can go to whatsmyelevation.com or whatsmyaltitude.com, one of the others. Put in your zip code and it'll tell you what your elevation is. Okay? All right. But for me, once it's finished venting for 10 minutes, I'm going to come back and I'm going to pop this on with 10 pounds of pressure for my altitude. Okay? All right, y'all. So I'm going to see y'all back in a bit. This has to process for an hour and 40 minutes. Okay? An hour and 40 minutes. 100 minutes. This has to process. All right? But it's worth it. Trust me. This stuff smells good. You will never want to buy salmon in a can ever, never, ever, ever, never, ever again. All right, y'all. This salmon is done. Teriyaki salmon is done and ready to come out of the canner. It's been done for probably about an hour. And I've just kind of let it hang out in that canner. Yes, I did. I'm going to let it cool all the way down. All right, but now it's time to get them out of the canner. Let's go ahead and get it done. Y'all hear that? What's going on here? No, I'm just kidding. I ain't trying to scare nobody. Let's go ahead and open this baby. Ugh. Let's go ahead and get her open. Because she is done. All right. Open it away from you, okay? There we go. I have no words to express to you how wonderful this is smelling, okay? I'm going to go ahead and take out the first one. Man, look at that. Take out my rack. Ooh-wee. That's all I can say. Y'all, this smells so good. Don't worry. I'm going to show you. My kitchen is a mess. It is a disaster, y'all. I got so many different things going on in this kitchen. It is a disaster. I have got to show y'all this. This looks so good. Let me pick one up and show it to you. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that beautiful color in there. I can tell you right now, that's full of flavor. And quite frankly, I really want to open one up for them. But y'all, this stuff here, it smells amazing. Let me show you one more again. Teriyaki salmon. What? All right, y'all. That is going to do it for the teriyaki salmon. Voila. That's going to do it, y'all. It smells so good. I think this one right here is the favorite, right? This one is the favorite over the smoked salmon. All right? I'm not saying that the smoked salmon ain't good, but I love those Asian flavors, okay? So for me, this is the winner. Mr. H? Me? Yeah. Anywho, that is going to do it for this video. All right. Just a quick recap on this, y'all. This was 10 pounds of salmon that I started with. No, well, it was, but I lended some over to my other batch of salmon that I did. So I have another one to do, but I lended some over to that, okay? Just so that I could have enough to get into the canner. I didn't want to put like 3 jars in there, and I don't think it's going to be any more than maybe 6 pints of the smoked Cajun salmon. No more than about 6, maybe even 5. That's why I lended about 5 pieces of the salmon from this 10-pound batch to that one, okay? So this kind of reduced the amount of salmon that I had in this canner. It probably would have given me 12 pint-sized jars if I would have did the full 10 pounds, right? Okay? All right, y'all. So that is gonna do it for this video. Yes, if I didn't say it, these were processed for 100 minutes, an hour and 40, okay? And of course, for me, 11 pounds or 10 pounds of pressure. For you, it may be different. www.whatsmyaltitude.com. Find out what that is, okay? How much water goes in a canner? Read your canner's instructions. I don't know. Read it, because it may be different from mine, okay? All right, I think that is pretty much it, y'all. And it smells good. Okay, I gotta go. Before we be opening these up on camera. All right, y'all, thank you so much for watching Homestead Heart. If you haven't done so already, y'all, please give our video a thumbs up. That helps with the whole YouTube thing to share our videos and spread them around. So please give our video a thumbs up so more people that's interested in what we are doing here on our homestead, especially with canning, and more people are wanting to preserve their own food. Please hit that thumbs up. Share the video as well. All right? Thank y'all so much again for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. And we'll see y'all in the next video.